Hi everybody, welcome to yet another video. So we're doing a quick unboxing of the PRD715. Nothing new about that, you will say, but this is actually the 1.2 version. So at the end of the video we'll do a spray out between the 1.3, which I've had for a while, and the 1.2. But what I wanted to do also in this video was just to say to you a few things. One, that Porphis has actually sent me this free of charge, so a big thank you to them for doing that. But also they sent this in a kit. Now I'm not a great one for kits, and it's a cased kit. Now the reason I'm not a great one for cases is because I've got so many tools, whether they're spray guns, power tools or whatever. I wouldn't be able to move if I had a case because they're quite physically big. But this thing here, I had to say it because it's probably the best case of any tool I have ever seen. It's what you would expect to get with like a Beretta handgun or something like that. Something that is good quality and needs plenty of protection. It's just like that. The plastic is really thick. It's just absolutely superb. I'm sure if I dropped it off the top of the house it would bounce and be absolutely fine. It's just really superb, so I thought it was worth saying that. You get the standard thing like your service kit. You get a PPS adapter which is in stainless steel, which is really good quality as well. They seem to be emphasizing on quality, which is good because that's what they need to do. People don't mind paying the money if the quality's there. So that's the PPS adapter, stainless steel one. You got a cup as well, should you want that. But you've also got an air regulator, which looks like a good quality one as well. It reminds me of the, I can't remember if it's the RC1 or the RC2, which is a Segola regulator. It looks more or less the same as that. I like it because it's nice and small. But it looks well made as well. It's actually metal rather than anodized aluminium. Certainly feels metal. Yeah. So it should last reasonably well. I say that because the Iwata ones are anodized aluminium. They don't seem very good at all. I think this is actually metal, so it might be a little bit heavier, which it is, but I prefer that. It's just better quality. But I thought it was worth mentioning it anyway because they do sell these things in kits. I've never bought one, and it's not the sort of thing I would normally buy, but I just saw that case and I thought that is exceptional. Yeah, really good quality. So PRD715 in 1.2. Now, as far as I know, on the website, Porphis say that the idea of the 1.2 is to break up high solids clear coats better. What normally happens with a 1.2, if everything else is equal, it tends to atomize finer, and it will also slow the gun down slightly. So I think this is a really good move. I've got this in the PRD715 in 1.3. I've had this now nearly 3 years, believe it or not. That's when I first discovered this manufacturer. And I bought this thing and I thought, you know, what can you expect really? And it is superb. It's been really good. I love the 717. I put that at the top of my clear coat guns list. This one could equally go in there, but I couldn't put them all in there because it just wouldn't seem right really. Yeah, the idea of it is, I think that there's a few guns that are you have a smaller tip. Certainly the ones I can think of off my head, there's a DV1 Base GTI Pro Light or Techno GTI Pro Light. If you put a 1.2 in that, especially with the T110 cap, you get finer atomization. Obviously it slows it down as well. Segola did, sorry, not Segola, SATA did a thing. Well, Segola, the 1.2 or 1.2 XL in their Titania Pro cap actually works better than 1.3 or 1.3 XL. So Segola do a similar thing, or you can do a similar thing with Segola, however you want to say it. SATA did a thing with the they brought out the CC, which was I presume stands for clear coat, but they had it as a 1.3 CC, and I think the main reason that it was really fine atomization and give a really flat finish was the fact that it's actually 1.15. So it's 0.5 of a millimetre smaller than this one. No, not 0.5 of a millimetre. 0.05 of a millimetre smaller than this. So that's why I think they've done it. It will give you better atomization, but it will also slow the gun down. This is superb, but for a lot of people is too fast, really. Should be good for base coat as well, where you don't normally, certainly I don't, put more material on. The only thing I noticed that was different between this and my original one is the original one has this click system, which I thought was going to be a problem. I thought that's not going to last when you clean it, etc. It's not going to last. It's been absolutely fine, as I say, 3 years old, and it's been absolutely fine. I've let this gun out to a few people as well, had absolutely no problems with it. But the only thing I noticed is on the new gun, and this could just be peculiar to this one, but it's actually louder, much stronger. And it is actually beneficial if you're just playing with something and you want to take the material going through, because you're doing a certain section. I do mainly bike parts. Sometimes you'll be doing a little part that's maybe enclosed, so you don't want too much material going in there because it only comes straight back at you. You might close it up, so you might do 6 turns in like that, or 6 clicks in, do what you're doing, and then 6 clicks out, and you know you're exactly where you were before. So I initially dismissed it as a bit of a gimmick, but I think it's actually a very good idea. And Avalon do a similar thing, not with a click system, but where they fine mark the like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and so on, and I found myself using that as well. So it is definitely a good idea to have some kind of system where you can make fine adjustments and go back to where you were before. Not everybody will find that, but certainly some people will find it. Otherwise, fit and finish seems to be as good, if not better, than this gun here. So the quality, as they're keeping up the quality, which is what I am really keen to see, because I do like the make, and I know I go on them about a bit, but I think they're really good quality guns for the sort of money they're asking. And I've got a hat as well, which I'm very pleased about, because up to now I've only had a DV1 Base hat, and a Porphis hat would go down really well, and that's exactly what I got. And even that is actually really good quality. It looks like it's made in the same place as they made the case. Anyway, so what we do is I'll put a camera on my head. I must remember, I keep forgetting. There's a discount code we've got if you want to buy some Porphis stuff or whatever. It's Pete Hobby, but I'll put a link in the description, and the idea of that description, the idea of that link is it will take you straight to the website, but it actually incorporates the discount. So when you add something to your basket, it will automatically give you the discount. It's only 5%, it's not a lot of money, but you know, it helps. It's better than nothing. And the other thing I'll remember to say, because I keep forgetting to say all this, I'm not a corporate person really, so I keep forgetting to say this sort of stuff, but which is why we're nearly at the end of the video and I'm saying it. There's a company called RX Spray in the UK who are officially bringing Porphis guns in. They sell on eBay and they've got a website, so I'll put a link in the description if you want to buy the stuff and it's already in the UK, so you want it quicker, or you would prefer, you know, not to get things from overseas or whatever, for whatever reason. I'll put a link in the description so you can find their website. They're on eBay as well, but you can find their website via the link. And as I say, I have nothing to do with them. I just said I'd give them a mention because I actually like the idea that people are trying to bring these things in to just spread the word, really. It's the idea of it, because I was one of the first people to find these guns and really appreciate from what they are, because they are good quality at a good price. Anyway, enough waffling on. Camera on the head, and we'll see what the pattern's like on this. I expected just about a little bit more material, but otherwise I expect it to be the same, and I will bring you a proper review of it pretty soon. I've got quite a few things lined up to do in the next week or two, so I'll be able to get a review up. I know the gun really, it's just a matter of what the 1.2 is like compared to 1.3, and I'll do a comparison video of the 1.2 to 1.3 so that we can get a better idea. Anyway guys, enough rambling, camera on head, and we'll carry on. So we start off with the PRD715. This is the 1.2 version. Hopefully you can see there, 1.2 version. Settings will be the same on both. We're going to use full fluid, full onboard air control so that we get the proper reading at the base of our gun anyway, and full fan. That's fully closed, that's fully open. So we're fully open on all three controls. So the material is a mixture of clear coat, high solids clear coat, with some thinners or reducer and some tinter, some red tinter. And the reason for that is that it gives it 18 seconds on a forward cup. I haven't used hardener because a couple of reasons. One, I'm actually talking to you about a mask on, and I don't want to inhale 2K material. But the other reason is that it doesn't go off, it doesn't set. So when I come to cleaning the guns, I don't have to speed up basically to do these tests. But it's equivalent to 18 seconds for a forward 4 cup or a DIN 4 cup, which is quite representative of a lot of higher solids clear coats, not UHS, but normally higher solids clear coat. So this gauge, I set this to 2 bar on a similar test I was doing, which is for a different video, for the PC416, which is the HVLP Porphis gun. So this one here, we'll see what it pulls. If it pulls over 2 bar, or it's drawing over 2 bar, registering over 2 bar, then it's using less air than the HVLP, which I expect it to do, but it won't be loads different. Let's try it. Yeah, there we are. So it's about 2.2 bar, which is about what, 32 psi, something like that. So we just bring that down slightly. That's it. Bear in mind these are MP caps, what they call medium pressure caps. So they run about 10.5 CFM, whereas the HVLPs run about 12.5, I reckon. I know Porphis say 15, but I don't think it's that much. Anyway, let's have a go, shall we? So here we are, 2 bar, as I say, everything open. I'm going to use the NSI water spanner, which is 7 inches, so 175 millimeter. You may use it slightly closer than that, but as long as we do it the same, we get a representative sample of the pattern. So let's go here and see what we get. And here. Oh, I don't know what it is, it's a bit black. It's like a hair, doesn't it? Anyway, so that's our pattern, and then what I'm going to do here is I'll do a sideways pattern. Now we've got a reasonable amount of material, so I'll put it sideways, and I will say the reason I don't put the cap sideways and keep the gun horizontal is because these baffles are often directional, and I'm not sure whether it actually makes a difference or not, but I would hate to get a false reading because I've put the cap on sideways and it's not supposed to, effectively. So I'll turn the gun sideways anyway, which is a bit more challenging with a gravity fed gun, but we'll do it anyway. It looks like a hair off a brush, that does. Right, ready? Good even pattern. Good even pattern. Right, so I'll hook up the 715 in 1.3 and we'll see what we get. So PRD715, this is the 1.3 version. Hope you can see PRD715 1.3. They do make a 1.4 as well, which I haven't actually got, but I would like to get at some time because I think it would be a good direct gloss gun, or you know, solid coloured, single stage as people call it. But anyway, the onboard controls are fully open, so the fluid is fully open, the onboard pressure regulator is fully open so that we get correct reading at the gauge, and our fan is also fully open. I fully expect this to draw exactly the same amount of air as the PRD715 in 1.2, so we'll try that. If that reads 2 bar, It's exactly the same air, exactly the same amount of air. So we use our trusty NSI water spanner again, 7 inches, 170, blimey, it's keen, 175 mil. So we'll hold it there and see what we get. And we do a sideways one down here. It's putting out more material, but I would think you would expect that because it's the 1.3. I think the idea that Porphis have brought out the 1.2 because 1.2 often atomise finer. Yeah, you can see it's definitely, but they're good even patterns. All these are really good even patterns. You get some spray guns that are supposed to be good quality and the pattern's not particularly even, and you've got to start off with an even pattern to get anywhere. So I'll get this down and we'll just run through it and finish up the video. So just a closer look. PRD715 1.2. Now I don't time my strokes, the amount of time I keep the trigger open, but from doing this for yonks and yonks now, it's going to be around about the same. And you can see there's slightly more material coming out of 1.3, which is what you would expect. Again, nice even pattern. That's the 1.2. That's the 1.3. The amount of time I keep the trigger open isn't really comparable on the bottom ones because I don't necessarily, I just keep it until it builds up. But I would say that I kept the trigger open a little bit longer on the 1.2, but you'd be able to look at the video just to get the amount of material, although there's a lot more material coming out of the 1.3. I mean, the 1.3 is quite a fast gun, but both of them got super even patterns. So I think, well, I'm hoping that this will atomize a bit finer than this one, and it depends what you want as to which one you'll go for. But I think what it will do with this one, the 1.2, it will slow it down a bit, so it'll make it much more appealing to more people, especially people that are newer to painting or people that don't like a faster gun, because the 713 is fast, which is why I'd like to try the 1.4, because that's going to be silly fast, which I quite like the idea of. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video as always, guys, and you keep watching them, and as always I will keep making them. Thanks for watching. Cheers. Bye bye.